Ready. Play.
Great. All right, let's have a quick word about the match itself today, Danielle. When you're winning a set and a couple of breaks, how easy is it to lose the concentration, or how important is it to maintain that concentration?
Well, I think sometimes when you get a lot of momentum, your opponent has the tendency to sometimes come up with better shots because you're obviously putting pressure on them. I think at 4-0, I got a little unlucky that game. I had a easy sitter I missed that made a technical mistake, and then I had a short ball at the net that I normally feel like I would make. And I feel like that's kind of a product more of not having a lot of matches the last couple weeks and just kind of getting back into match play. Sometimes those things can happen. But yeah, I think what you're saying, like you can lose focus sometimes when you're up, but I don't know if that's what happened today. I'm not sure. What did it look like?
Yeah, I don't know. I always get this, but listen, I'm thinking of me, and I'm a player who's never played professionally, and I can get, like, you can start to sort of go into a zone where it's not good actually because you're daydreaming almost.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I feel like I've had times where that's happened for sure, but I feel like today it's almost like sometimes you concentrate so hard and you're like trying to make it, and then miss it.
Yeah, it's the balance between the two. Yeah. Let's think about your year. I saw you playing in San Diego a few weeks ago. Obviously, you were in the Australian Open final 18, 19 months ago. But at Grand Slams, at least, you haven't managed to repeat that. I know there's been one or two injury issues in that 18 months. I mean, not as bad as it was sort of 2 or 3 years ago, or health issues. But how would you assess your 2023?
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs this year, and managing a few different injuries, so that definitely set me back a bit. But, I feel like the biggest takeaway for me is, I'm trying to figure out how to work with those injuries and to play more tournaments, even though I have those things that I'm dealing with. So it's been a little bit of a learning curve. I feel like I'm still kind of learning and trying to figure it out. That hasn't come easy for me because I think the tendency in previous years is to play less tournaments, and this year I played more tournaments and I had more injuries. So I'm still working on it, trying to figure it out. But hopefully next year, fingers crossed, like some better Grand Slam results. Yeah,
I mean, Australia is on the horizon. It's where you've had your best Grand Slam result until now in singles. When you go into a Grand Slam, irrespective of the surface, when you arrive on Rod Laver Arena, for example, is there a sort of good feeling you get, good memories come back to you? I mean, even this year, I'm not sure if it was on Rod Laver or not, but I remember you celebrating a tiebreak win, and actually you realised it was a super tiebreak, and then you had the match with Rybakina there, and Rybakina ends up getting to the final, etc. But do you have good feelings when you go back to Australia?
Oh, always positive feelings. I mean, I was telling everyone, friends, family, like Australia is like my home tournament. That's, aside from US Open, obviously, that's like my home tournament, and I feel most comfortable on those courts. I feel comfortable in general just because I have so many friends there and so many positive memories, and I feel like when you walk into the building, like, you feel like you're at home. The hospitality is always great at the tournaments. I feel like now, like, having some success at some of the tournaments over the years, not just in Melbourne, but in Brisbane and Adelaide, I always feel a warm welcome from everyone, and I always feel like the setups that they have for us as players makes everything so easy on our end. They're, I think, by far the most professionally ran tournaments during the year. And so it's really nice to get the year started there. And, I got my foodie spots. I love being in Melbourne. Lots of fun things to do away from the courts. And like last year, it didn't go as well for me on the court, but I got to do surfing lessons every day after that. So instead of being in the second week, I was surfing every day at the beach, and that's, something that I love to do. And if I had it my way, I would surf every day. But I'm busy right now playing tennis.
I have one more. And that is, for me at least, you're well known for your playing style. You know, you're trying to win the point, you're trying to dictate the play. You've got this aggressive style. Do you ever think about mid-match changing that, or do you ever think about this is my way and this is the way I feel I can best give myself the best chance of winning a tennis match?
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like people ask me that all the time. Like, I feel like some of my natural qualities, I guess, like on the court are definitely like my physical power. And I feel like even when I'm not in that mindset, it still looks like I'm really trying to like assert a lot of power, even though sometimes I'm not. And I just think as an athlete, that's one of the good qualities that I have. But a lot of times, like, I'm in the mindset of like trying to play a little bit more creatively and use a little bit more defense and come to the net a little bit more and try to incorporate some drop shots and slice backhands. But for whatever reason, it just doesn't always look like that. So I feel like when people are watching, they see how much like speed and power I have, and they're like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. But it's weird. I'm not like thinking like, oh, I'm going to like, really try to rope this. Most of the time I'm thinking more like about targets, like where I'm trying to go with the ball, what type of ball I want to hit, whether it's like a ball that's flat or a ball that has a little bit more arc and shape on it. And so it's funny because I know it doesn't look like that on the court.
Danielle, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Yep. Microphone. Yep. Fire it up. Ross.
Okay, so now congratulations on the win today, first of all. If you look at the USA's lineup today, you see Danielle Collins, Sophia Kenny, Sloane Stephens, Taylor Townsend. It's such a huge depth, there's such a huge depth in your team. Is there actually any disadvantage to that, or do you feel like that's the main strength of the USA team that is building King Cup finals? Thank you.
What would the disadvantage be?
I don't know. Maybe in terms of choosing the leader or something.
Okay. Yeah, I think when we have like this strong of depth, it really can only help us because we have such great players, and I think it helps with the captain and making the lineup. We could play anybody on the team, and we always have a shot of winning. So yeah, I would rather have really great depth than the other way. And it's been a long year for everyone. I think everyone this year has had really successful years and going into it with full confidence. So yeah.
Thank you.
Hi Danielle, congratulations on your victory. It's been a bit of a wait for the USA to get going at these finals, but I imagine it's always nice to get the first match out of the way and off to a winning start.
Yeah, we've been here for quite a few days now, but it's nice because we had a few extra days to get acclimated to the conditions, playing indoors. So yeah, it's always nice to get a couple extra days. I think all of us were eager to play, but we're always ready no matter what. If we're going to play earlier in the week or later in the week, we're ready.
I read some comments you made, I think it was yesterday or the previous day, about the impact of Kathy on you when she was driving vans and making breakfast and stuff like that. She really has had a huge impact on girls' careers, hasn't she?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that separates Kathy from so many of the coaches, from my experience, is just her care for us as people. I think her coaching record speaks for itself, and she's been very successful with the teams over the years, and obviously on the court she had a tremendous amount of success as a player. But what really stands out to me the most, honestly, is the way that she treats all of us and how she's been true friends to all of us. Whether it's been through big wins, really tough losses, personal challenges, she has been there for all of us. I could go into so many different stories of how she's always been the first person to pick up the phone if you're ever in a pinch or need something or just need someone to talk to. And I think all of us can speak to that and have had the same experience with Kathy. I know in any tough situation I can look over at Kathy and there's this calming presence about her, and I was really devastated when obviously the decision was made to step down because I've had so much fun with her over the years, and she's one of my biggest role models, to be honest, on and off the court. Kathy is just an amazing person, and like I was saying yesterday, I feel like so much of the tennis world only gets to really see her, on the court, helping us on the court when she was playing, but they don't get to see the way that she goes to junior tournaments after winning Fed Cup a few years ago and goes with a bunch of girls 14 and under to help them in their development, and she takes the time to get to know them, and she really has inserted herself in all areas of the game, whether it's been community tennis, whether it's been junior tennis, wheelchair tennis. She reaches out to all of the players, supports all of us. She shows up at everyone's matches, and she does her very best with keeping in touch with all of us, and she just goes so above and beyond. I'm really gonna miss her, because I feel like this is so important, and you know, our lives too, is having people around us that really love and care about us, and we all feel that from Kathy.
As a result, and her, obviously this is the last tournament with her as captain, does that give you added purpose in a way? I mean, of course you're going to be motivated and you're desperate to win, but in a way, does it, we've seen with other sports teams and sports individuals too, that this extra sort of reason to go out on a high just maybe gives you a little bit more belief or a little bit more hope or determination?
Yeah, definitely. When you have a close relationship with your coaches, I feel like, and even those around you, you feel more motivation to really get the win, and you feel that support behind you all the way. You know, I coming out today, I had a couple weeks off, and you know, coming back from a little bit of an injury, and you know, kind of got down there in the first set, and had other plans, right? Like I would have liked to have taken control of the match a little bit earlier, but it did go through my head that this is Kathy's last match, and I want to do my best, not just for my teammates, but for Kathy in particular, because it is her last match. And you know, I really just hope that all of us can make this week as memorable as possible for her. I know a lot of us have known Kathy since we were juniors, and so it really is surreal kind of having this all come to fruition with our games and where we're at with our careers, and how now we're playing the biggest stage in the world. I mean, I remember playing like against Taylor and Sloan, like in junior, what was then designated tournaments in Florida, and to be here on the biggest stage with them, to be out there with Kathy, and for this to be her last tie, I really hope we can all make this as memorable for her as possible. I know we're already having some great memories on court, but hopefully we can go all the way and make her proud.
As a result as well, does it maybe, having had such an inspirational coach for this team here, is it a role that maybe one day, Danielle Collins, US team captain, is it something that you would, having had that, you know, inspirational coach experience, is like, you know, I think I can learn something from this, and maybe even one day bring something to the team in that respect?
Yeah, I think that, you know, one of my passions outside of obviously competing and doing this as a career professionally is helping a lot of the juniors and younger players and trying to be a role model for them on and off the court. I try to make myself available for any of the up and coming girls, especially the American girls, to be able to be someone that they can go to ask for advice, to ask for help, to practice with. And it would be an honor one day to be able to be in the position that Kathy's in. But we'll see. I'm sure I'm not the only one that would like to do that, but Kathy's definitely inspired me to probably at some point later on work more consistently with juniors and try to help them in their development.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.